What is space debris? Would it cause any catastrophic collision with our satellites one day? Howdy Earthlings, welcome to the Viable channel where the English is bad but the science is good. As long as humans have been exploring space, we also have been creating a bit of a mess. Since the dawn of the space age in the 1950s, we have launched thousands of rockets and sent even more satellites into orbit. Orbiting our planet are thousands of dead satellites, along with bits of debris from all the rockets we have launched over the years. Would this cause any catastrophic collision one day? Let's go to the definitions. Space debris is any piece of machinery or debris left by humans in space. It can refer to big objects such as dead satellites that have failed or been left in the orbit at the end of their mission. Rockets can release lots of little debris like paint flecks when they reach space. Some human-made junk has been left on the moon too. While there are about 2,000 active satellites orbiting Earth at the moment, there are also 3,000 dead ones littering space. What's more, there are more than 34,000 pieces of space junk bigger than 10 centimeters in size and millions of smaller pieces that could nonetheless prove disastrous if they hit something else. All space junk is a result of us launching objects from the Earth, and it remains in orbit until it re-enters the atmosphere. Some objects in lower orbits of a few hundred kilometers can return quickly. They often re-enter the atmosphere after a few years, and for the most part they will burn up so that they don't reach the ground. But debris or satellites left at higher altitudes of 36,000 kilometers, where communications and weather satellites are often placed in geostationary orbits, can continue to circle Earth for hundreds or even thousands of years. Some space junk results from collisions or anti-satellite tests in orbit. When two satellites collide, they can smash apart into thousands of new pieces, creating lots of new debris. This is very rare, but several countries, including US, China, and India, have used missiles to practice blowing up their own satellites. This creates thousands of new pieces of dangerous debris. Fortunately, at the moment, space junk does not provide a huge risk to our exploration efforts. The biggest danger it poses is to other satellites in orbit. These satellites have to move out of the way of all this incoming space junk to make sure they don't hit and potentially get damaged or destroyed. In total, across all the satellites, hundreds of collision avoidance maneuvers are performed each year, including by the International Space Station, where astronauts live. Fortunately, collisions are rare. A Chinese satellite broke up in March 2021 after a collision. Before that, the last satellite to collide and be destroyed by space junk was in 2009. These include removing dead satellites from orbit and dragging them back into the atmosphere, where they will burn up. Ways we could do this include using a harpoon to grab a satellite, catching it in a huge net, using magnets to grab it, or even firing lasers to heat up the planet, increasing its atmospheric drag so that it falls out of orbit. However, these methods are only used for large satellites orbiting Earth. There isn't really a way for us to pick up smaller pieces of debris such as bits of paint and metal. We just have to wait for them to naturally re-enter Earth's atmosphere. Not only have we left a lot of space junk in Earth's orbit, there are objects elsewhere too, such as on the lunar surface. Some things were abandoned on the moon, but others were placed there as mementos or time capsules. Here are some fast facts about what has been left on the moon. And some other strange objects left on the moon.
Darkwave. Break it down.